Alright guys, PowerBook 2 just aired. I watched it. I got my thoughts. I got my theories going on. I'm sure you got yours. And in this video, I'm going to turn this into a interactive chat. I got a few things that I wanted to point out to you guys and just mention them, see what you think about them. So when I ask you these questions, give them some thought. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section. Am I right? Am I on point? Did you notice them too? Are they a big deal? Do you have any feelings on it, etc.? So let's get right into the video. All right, so right off the bat, I want to talk about your boy Jabari Reynolds. He's a mother. He's a mother. You know what I want to say, but I don't want you two to mess with me. But he has it out for Tariq. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know why he has this thing with Tariq or not. I don't know if it's the typical, black male hate on black male thing or not. But the point is, he's got it out for Tariq. Tariq walks in class late, and he, like most teachers do, they would announce that you're late. They want to test you. That's cool. Tariq passed the first test, and then Lauren stepped up and asked him another question, which revealed that he did not read the entire book because he didn't know the answer. And the teacher definitely wanted to point that out. You can't cut it. There's easier classes that you can take, etc. He could have said that private. He could have swept that under the rug and, like I said, talked to Tariq in private. But no, he had to say something. Now, in this episode 2, they did explain his character a little bit more. His relationship with Carrie, they actually ended up making out in her office, and you find out that he wrote a novel about her. So you find out about him. He can be petty, he can be that kind of guy. He is that kind of guy, and I can be. And again, my question to you is, what is his thing against Tariq? Like, why does he feel the need to not like him, never support him, never give him a chance, etc.? To me, it just seems like it's more than just Tariq screwed up or didn't read a book. It seems like to me, he just doesn't like Tariq. I mean, when I watched the episode, I thought he should have kicked the chick with the nails out right off the bat for her language. This is supposed to be a educational standard class or high standard class, and she's talking, sideways and threatening ways and everything else. But Tariq walks in and you got to go in on Tariq. So what is his thing with Tariq St. Patrick, and why do you think he has, or do you think he has an in for Tariq? My answer to this question is, first I thought, well, maybe he sees himself in Tariq. Maybe he sees a lot of potential, and he's just got to push Tariq to keep him, keep him focused. And are you really serious about my program? But looking into it a little bit deeper, I really feel like he has some feelings for Carrie left over. I think this episode showed that. And I think he sees Carrie has emotional attachment ties or motive towards Tariq, and he just doesn't like that. It's kind of like, you like my girl likes you, I don't like you kind of thing. I think personally that is why he has whatever he has towards Tariq, all over females. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Also, in this video, you saw how much of a screw up Cooper Saxe is, right? And, I could do the whole video on Cooper Saxe, but this is my question. There's been 2 men in this particular episode 1 and episode 2 that have opposed Tariq, that they are thorns in Tariq's side, and that is Cooper Saxe and that's Reynolds. So of those 2, which one do you think is going to go first? In my opinion, I really believe that Cooper Saxe is the one that's going to go first. But before I get into that, I'll tell you why I think Jabari is not. I don't think Jabari is going to go first strictly because, his characters are relevant to the story. He's just a teacher in a love connection with another professor, whatever. And yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. But he has not hurt Tariq in any way. And Tariq doesn't have that wolf gene that Ghost had. So he's not going to just kill you over something that's not a part of the plan. Like, if he does it, it's because you were going to harm him. We haven't seen him, kill someone over ego or moral code yet. So I think he'll be, he can make it to the end or not. We really wouldn't care. However, I think Cooper Saxe definitely is going to get himself in a situation to where he's going to cross Tariq. So Tariq's going to have guys looking for him, number one. He already has the streets. He's already a dirty cop. So the streets are looking at him sideways. And Rodriguez actually said when this goes to trial. You make sure I can testify because Cooper Saxe is dirty as blank, right? And then the third part of that is he's dirty as blank. So you know he's going to do something not by the book. In this episode, we had two people, a judge and his newly hired inspector, chief inspector, say we've got to do this by the book. So they're already foreshadowing he's going to break that code, and that's going to get the DNC against him as well. So now he's got 3 factions against him. Where else does he got to go? Where else is he going to go? To me, Cooper Saxe is going to be the one that goes first. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it in the comment section. Do you think Cooper Saxe is going to make it to the end of the show? I particularly do not. And then the last question for you guys, and I want to thank you for watching this interactive chat. If you're liking what you're hearing, hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'm trying to get to 900 subs, trying to get to 1,000 subs. So if you like what you're hearing, you like interactive chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. Now, another thing that I noticed in this particular episode was Kane. And Kane and Drew are, Kane cut a dude up, man. He cut his Uncle Frank up. Like, he shot him twice in the head and then cut him up and put him in 2 beer kegs. And Drew was in on it, so they're used to doing what they do, right? Now, we find out a little bit more about Monet in this episode. She is sleeping with the cop. She's trying to hide this from her kids, especially Kane, right? He is trying to say, hey, I can be more than just... And she's not with that. She's like, Lorenzo gives me protection in these streets. Mary J, aka Monet, has a man and a mistress. I think that's slightly funny. But the question is, do you think the cop will eventually get himself in a situation where he's got to choose, and that choice will be either arrest Kane or protect Monet? And number 2 part of that question is, or do you think Kane will end up killing the cop? Now, I personally think Kane will end up killing the cop, and this is why. Kane suspects something. The cop is going over to the house late at night. He saw him go in. The cop did not see him. Kane suspects something, and I feel like he is going to end up killing this cop to get his mom to stay in line, and it's also going to be out of loyalty to the dad. That's just my opinion. That's a lot of speculation right there. I don't know anything more than what you know, but I know that, when things ain't right, they ain't right. And Kane suspected that there's something not right. And she purposely said, hey, you can't be here. My kids can't see you, especially Kane. Drew, it looks just as dangerous as Kane is. He's just not painted as a hothead. But the point is, he's just as murderous as Kane is. But she said, Kane can't see you. Like, he's the one that will run in guns blazing, no questions asked. So in my opinion, you know what? We found out a little bit more about Monet's character. And I do believe that Kane is going to end up killing this cop. And I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Am I on point? Am I anywhere close, or am I off? And I'll wait and I'll read your comments.